What's up, y'all? The man Smiggle is actually called Africa's Traditions and Customs that was repurposed by the colonizers, and the Moors are the ones who actually built the slave ships. I'm just looking down because I read notes pertaining to that video. Let's get directly into this. Actually, Ben was posting this on my Facebook account multiple times. So I'm actually going to grab these four and put it to my actual video literally right here. There's a lot in our culture that was repurposed by the colonizers, but I'm only going to reveal just these four. I'm going to start by speaking about the word black. The usage and meaning of the word black in our culture throughout the globe and Africa. Black originally means divine, holy, sacred, and beautiful. That's what black originally means. You actually cop this book right here, Supreme Understanding. Black God is actually one of the best books I've read in my whole entire existence. He actually explains on what I said earlier, about the meaning and the usage of the word black throughout the globe, including in Africa. Including spoke about that all gods on the planet originally was black, even had African features, including facially as well, like twisties, afros, dreadlocks, and so on. He literally explained it in his book globally. Recommend you highly recommend you cut this book. Our book right here is actually called 100 Amazing Facts About the Negro with Complete Proof by J.A. Rogers. On page 16 and 17 of this book, this is what it says. On page 16, 17, under religion, 47, this is what it says. See it? He said that the devil, which is now presented as black, was once portrayed as white. When the black man dominated the planet, he painted the forces of evil white. When the devil, when white came into power, they switched the colors. But as late as the 1500s, the Ethiopians still depicted their gods and heroes black and their devils and villains white. So originally, not just also Ethiopia and also ancient Kemet, which people call Egypt today, before any white man on the planet before any Muslim cat was out here in these streets saying, oh yeah, white man's the devil, we've been identified white with that sort of meaning white means the devil, evil, unholy, had these negative meanings towards them, and black had all these positive meanings towards them, you know what I mean? But white people solved those meanings, they switched those meanings, brought them to America, and then they gave us their version of meaning. You see what I'm saying? So since you're only aware of the history of practically in this region and not globally, you only limit it to, the history here. You see what I'm saying? So besides that, they also explain Africa. Africa is actually a African addition in this word, right? It's actually originally spelled AF space RUI space KA. It's actually I copied it from the encyclopedia right here. This paper right here. So on page 2 out of 16. Hopefully the camera can literally see it. And it literally actually speaks about that practically Africa, Africa just originally means, like the origin, the birthplace, refers to the womb or birthplace. That's practically what Africa literally means. It's not from this white dude called Scorpio Africanus. I actually written his name down right here too. It's not from him. That's not even his birth name. That's his nickname. That was his nickname when he went over there and did all this crazy murking shit over there in Africa. The word Africa was been called Africa before his lame ass went over there. You see what I'm saying? You also you can also watch this video from this dude from Home Team History. He made a video called "How Did Africa Get Its Name?" It's 5 minutes and 52 seconds. He published it on May the 7th, 2017. I actually spoke to him a lot on Facebook. Cool cat. I actually subscribe to him on Facebook, including YouTube, because he actually make African history, mythology, culture, and including African content. That's practically what he does in his videos, right? Besides that, the word nigger. The word nigger is actually a African word. You can find that word all throughout Africa, including other regions around the world. The word nigger, niggas, you can find it in Ethiopia, Negus. You can also find it in Africa. You can find it in ancient Kemet, or people call Egypt today, NGR. You can find the word Nigg. Including Nig, you can find words Inca, Nika, even words that even sound like niggas today that we're using. White people went to Africa, right? And when they heard us saying the word of us identifying ourselves like that, they said, "Well, what do you call yourself?" He said, we are Nicas or Incas. They said, what that word means? Means God. And they said, no, it's not. We had to do your research on literally the word nigga. The word nigga actually had the same meaning of King of Kings, God, ruler, nature. It's also have similar meanings as like when I went depth into it. I see they have similar meanings as a black. You know what I mean? So all they did was just book that word over here, repurpose it, gave back to us. Real similar what they did to the shabaku. You know what I mean? That quote unquote Nazi symbol, which originally had positive meanings. Germany took it, repurposed it, and now if I put that symbol anywhere on the wall, anything like that, people think, oh, the symbol means some negative shit. I'm actually gonna put all of my sources at the bottom of in my comment section so y'all can look at it yourself. All of them is from Booker T. Coleman. You know what I mean? Booker T. Coleman pertaining to the N-word. All the other information I'm actually going to put in my other book. I'm also going to speak deeper details of all four of these words in one of my future books. You know what I mean? The fourth one I'm actually going to speak about is twerking. Twerking is also originated at literally in Africa. And this is what twerking literally means. You know what I mean? Because I like twerking. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, I love twerking. So I'm not even gonna lie to you. You know what I mean? I love ass clapping. I love women do that shit. Love that shit. But I know what it means. I know the history of it. When a female is twerking at somebody, she literally telling you that I like you. I'm interested in you. If you want this ass, you know what I mean? It's like if you have sex with her, she literally saying that you're actually in a relationship, a serious relationship, or practically literally married. That originally what it actually means. And the reason why she start twerking at a particular age, because she got, you know, ass to twerk at you, you know what I mean? So when we see, it probably also means like she's sexually ready, you know what I mean? When we see children or babies twerking, well, they saying that I am sexually ready to get fucked. That's what they literally saying. These babies and shit, these parents and shit think it's cute. They don't know what it means. So I actually said it in my video, I like twerking. I actually explained it in there. You know what I mean? Also, they also repurposed that. Now it's about soft porn, all this other crazy shit. So now when I see a female twerking at me or you know, something like that, she don't know what it means. I tell her, you know, get the fuck out my face. You know what I mean? Because she don't know what it means. When female twerking at you, she's saying, look, I'm interested in you and I want you to fuck the shit out of me. You see what I'm saying? And in doing so, we are actually in a relationship. Say, I'll give you an example. Say we you know, get to know each other, right? I get to know her, she get to know me, and she know I like her, so she gonna twerk at me. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? We don't know what it means now because they repurpose it. They fuck everything up in our culture and make it negative to us. So when I'm speaking about, people gonna think, oh, right? No, it means this. No, it doesn't even mean that. Do your homework on it yourself, and trust me, you will find what I find. Also, this. He also explains it in this book right here. In this book right here, Retake Your Fame, Black Contribution to World Civilization. Highly recommend you cop this book, greatest book of all time in my whole entire existence. I definitely put in my top 3 greatest books of all time. I only copped this book just to read about the Moors. He has some other information here that said, what the fuck? Yo, there's a lot of information in this motherfucking book, yo, for real. He also explains the same thing I said before I read this book. He explains Africa, nigger, and black in this book. In page 1 and 2, chapter 1, The Beauty of Blackness, he reveals the meaning of the word black throughout the globe and how it was repurposed by the colonizers. He also explains the origin of the word nigger and its meaning on page 14 and 15. He also reveals the meaning of the word Africa on page 18 and its meaning. He also explains on page, now I'm gonna get into the Moors are the ones who actually built the slave ships. He also explained on page 148 of this book about, I'm gonna read it to you. He explains on this book, Moorish invention of futuristic ships with Latin sails helped the Portuguese and the Spaniards sail far and wide. This ironically lead to Atlantic slave trade. He literally explains, not just this book, but also the other book right here. He literally explains that we're the ones who actually built those ships. They took them and they used it for their own purposes. They're the ones who made them to slave ships. When you ask those Moors, yo, who built the slave ships, it was them. White people was not building ships. It was us. We built them. They took them and they used it for their purposes. That's why we can't find the slave ships, because we're looking in the wrong direction. You see what I'm saying? They didn't build them. It was us. It's in that direction. You see what I'm saying? We also gave them the compass. We also gave them the fucking canyon to shoot. Even the guns, which is actually called fire sticks. You know what I mean? The first firearm. Also that too. Explains it in this book. He also explains it in this book too, Global African Presence. Literally in this book on page 5 and 6. He literally explains it in this book. He also explains in both of these books, and dramatically much more, he explains that we're the ones who gave white people the idea to so-called all around the world. That was us. Because of Africans was the ones that was navigating the world. That's how can you see globally the African impact and presence everywhere. Because we was going to go all around the world looking for gold, interacting with tribes and civilizations and trading with them. You know what I mean? We was doing that. We was telling the white people, these white motherfuckers, this shit. You know, the Moors, we were slaving them and educating them. I don't know how that was going on, but that what the Moors was doing. When white people, all they did was did what we did. They said, okay, we're going to go all around the world. We're going to get resources. We're going to take gold, make that word to gold rush. We're going to do gold rush. We're going to do all that shit, but we're going to do it in our version. And we see how the world is. See what I'm saying? That's how come you can see the global presence and civilization globally of Africa everywhere. Because we were trading, interacting with tribes, so on like that, civilizations. We can just move from one, like we in East Africa, move over here to America, whatever, and then we interact with them, straight with them, and then white people like, well, why the fuck this culture and, you know, culture, customs, you know, and so on is very identical as these over here because we was trading with them. We moved over here. You see what I said? We actually merged our culture and customs together. You know what I mean? He also explains it in When the World Was Black, Part 1 and Part 2 by Supreme Understanding. Highly recommend you cop that book too. He also explains the Africans as the Aborigines in each region around the world. White people said, no, it was us. That's all they did was just twist it. They just twisted. Like, no, it was us. We was first. Every single thing that black people was doing, we did it. We did it first. See what I'm saying? They twisted and then moved us out of. It's like deleted scenes in a movie. You know, so they like everything about African history, everything we did, they just made that shit deleted. And everything else that they did, they made themselves look good. You know what I mean? The movie would continue on with them. And all of the deleted scenes that, you know, make them what they are, they just remove all of that out. He also explains that, you know, booty was another word for treasure. You know, that the pirate says, Africans was been saying it. Africans was walking around all around the world looking for booty, right? Was treasure. It was all around the world looking for, you know, booty, treasure, shit like that. We was doing that. White people took that idea from us. Oh, we gonna go all around the world looking for gold. You know, make that shit to gold rush. You know what I'm talking about. We're all around the world looking for gold, slaughtering, killing, all types of shit. Looking for resources, all that shit. You see what I'm saying? They did the same thing we did, but they just fucked it up. He also explains. See how much I got? Okay, I got rushing this up. He also explains in this book right here, Blacks in Science Volume 2. He also, by Robin Walker, highly recommend you cop any of his books. He explains on page 8 that the Arabic trip, you know, like the Arabic language, the Arabic was actually invented by a Egyptian dude. He also explains on page 70 that Africans love books so West Africans love books so much they was breaking into people's cribs and stealing your books. Move the gold out the way. They was moving gold out the way just to steal your books. One of the profitable, look, I'm gonna say is on page 60. On page, was it page 60? Yeah, on page 60 and 61. On page 61 of this book, he explains most profitable trade item in Timbuktu was books. Buying books was considered a socially acceptable way of displaying wealth. West Africans love books so much they was breaking in motherfucking cribs and stealing it. When I actually went further depth into this book, book trading was they actually trade gold in exchange for books and they put it in their library. And West Africans, they was so hungry for knowledge, they was breaking in motherfuckers' cribs and stealing books. And they was like, oh my God, get him alive, get him alive, get him alive. He come home, he come home, gold still on the floor, all of his books gone. You see what I'm saying? So I haven't read anything about them stealing gold. They probably was doing that, I don't know, but I mainly a lot of them about they was stealing books. They stole a lot of, trust me, they stole a lot of books. Look at us now. In order for them to be comfortable, you can't be yourself. They said, no, fuck that shit. We don't want them to know they was highly intelligent, all the invention they did, especially West Africa. Fuck that shit. We gonna make them dumb as fuck. Look at us now. In order for them to be comfortable, you can't be yourself. Look at us now. Look at us, just look at us. We even love tea. He also explained it in that book too. This book right here. We love tea so much. We even written songs about the shit. Poetry's about the shit. Written songs about it, poetry, all that shit. We love tea. Way before white people, I love tea. Way before they even had it in their mouth and drinking it, we been love tea. All they did was just